Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy holidays. I feel like I haven't talked to everybody in a long time. It's been weeks since we were live because of all the holidays falling on Wednesday this year, all the eves falling on Wednesday, and then Christmas and New Year's falling on Thursdays really screwed up our schedule. But we're back. Here we are. It's 2026, which is crazy. So good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Fred and Lisa, good morning to you. Hope you are having a great day. I just spoke with you guys a few minutes ago. Kathy and Tim, hello, welcome. You guys are heading out on World America in just a few days, and hopefully it won't take you 6 hours to get on board the ship. It shouldn't take you 6 hours from the time you leave your house to get on the ship, let alone from the time you get out of your shuttle to get on the ship. Jeez. Charlie said, morning news, MSC ruined seating on Ocean Key. I think it started the week we were there, right at the end of 25. What happened, Charlie? Let me know. Also, Charlie, thanks for giving us a good review on Google. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm going to start sending those out with our like follow-ups at the end of the cruise to remind people to do a Google review, because I forget about it all the time and I feel bad usually asking people to do it, but we're going to try to start doing it. It's good for, marketing and stuff. Laura Tucker, good morning to you. Happy New Year. Jimmy C, Happy New Year to you guys. Jimmy, let me know. Jimmy, can you shoot me an email? Let me know what size shirts you guys are. Because I ordered larges and extra larges, but I forgot which size you guys were. If you could please let me know. Thank you. Joe, good morning. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're doing well. Jamie's here. Hi, Jamie. Got your email. We'll send final payment this week for your MSC Meraviglia, the very sad going away MSC Meraviglia. But it's great. Hope you guys have a good time. I'm excited that you're going back on Meraviglia. I feel like I need to go on Meraviglia to kind of wash off the Grandiosa experience. I'm not going to, but I wish I could. Tony C, good morning to you and Happy New Year. Matt Ryan, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Lisa DeLuca, good morning. Happy New Year to you. Thanks for your email yesterday. That was very nice. Really, really appreciate it. Leslie Trent, good morning to you. I talked to you today too. Leslie and I talked about her upcoming cruises and all the, since she's going out of San Juan, all the crazy Venezuela stuff that's causing some flux, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Mike App, good morning to you. Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well. Dominic, good morning to you. Happy New Year. Welcome, welcome. Sandy, good morning. Happy New Year to you. Getting on Allure in 7 days. That's super exciting. I haven't been on Allure. I would love to go on Allure. That's very, very, very exciting. All right, let's get into some cruise news today on January 4th. We're going to go over things that happened in the past week or so. First up, let's talk about this San Juan thing. So if you are going on a cruise in San Juan, if you're in San Juan now for any reason, if you're in Curacao, Aruba, anywhere down in the Southern Caribbean there, it's a little bit of craziness because of this situation in Venezuela. So local authorities have temporarily closed the airspace over Puerto Rico. So they're not allowing flights to go out. It's causing some real chaos. So it's remained closed until at least today with further, they're going to check things out and make sure and see what's going on after this. So hopefully everything will calm down. Everybody will be able to get to San Juan, get out of San Juan, and enjoy your cruise. But real life stuff gets in the way sometimes. So sadly, that's what happens. But hopefully that'll all get resolved quickly and it'll be good to go. Charlie said they moved almost all of the loungers into the North Shore Club area. And now you have to rent an umbrella, fine, but want to be able to sit on Bimini Beach and face the ocean, not face the lagoon. Yeah, that's crazy. They don't have any lounge. Maybe they bought loungers and they just haven't gotten them yet. It's crazy that they moved them all to the interior. Michelle, good morning to you. Happy New Year. Hope you are doing well. Mike said San Juan is open as of now. Good. Thank God. Very, 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 very happy for that. Charlie said vast expanses of beach with absolutely no seating. That is crazy. Sorry, I'm losing my voice today. I don't know why. Lisa DeLuca said YouTube videos, Royal Beach Club in Nassau looks way too crowded. I think it's just the beginning. So a couple things there, Lisa, I think. One, I think it's the inaugural. So everything's like everybody's there for the beginning. So two, I don't think the whole island is finished. So it's kind of like the Norwegian Pier thing, right? The Norwegian Pier's done kind of, but it's not really done. One berth is open, but they're still doing a lot of work there, same as the island. So I think it's definitely super crowded because of that as well, because there are things that just aren't done yet. But I can't imagine that it won't be crowded there because it's such a small strip of land. I mean, obviously you see it, and we've seen it for years, that strip of land there. That's not a whole bunch of land for you to be able to kind of maneuver around. It's, it's not large from side to side. So I'd imagine it's going to be crowded. I think for me, it's going to be something that I tried just to, do it, get some footage of it and see how it is. And then I probably won't do it again, but we'll check it out and see what happens. Next bit of cruise news, the Silver Muse Silversea cruise ship returns to service after a huge refit and capacity increase. So they did a major refit and refurbishment of the Silver Muse in Italy that increased the amount of guests 7% to 632 guests, which is still really small. It's a great size cruise ship. They brought in the salt dining concept, which is a great like cooking experience you could do on Silversea. If you've not tried Silversea or any of like the premium cruise lines, it's very different, obviously, than Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, all those different things. But there is something really, really beautiful about some of these, and there are great experiences. And salt is one of them where you can go on, you can cook, you get to learn really cool things. It's very, very nice. 632 people is not a lot of people, and everything's a suite, so it's really nice. But that ship is now back and running again, and that is a beautiful, beautiful ship. I highly recommend everybody to at least try once, doing like a luxury line. It's really interesting. Bob said, hi, John. Happy New Year from Bob, Sandy, Emily, and Amanda. We're looking forward to seeing Mamma Mia on the Allure. I hope you have a wonderful time, especially because they're getting rid of some of the shows because they got rid of Grease now. So hopefully you get to see Mamma Mia. I hope everything's good. I hope you guys have a great time. Again, Allure is definitely on my bucket list. So next up, I did a whole video about this, but there is this new loyal Royal Caribbean Points Choice Rewards program that starts on January 30th. I don't know why I'm losing my voice. This allows you to cruise more on Royal Caribbean products, such as either Royal, Celebrity, or the aforementioned Silversea. And then whatever you do there, when you get off the ship, you're going to be able to request your points from that cruise to be applied to other Royal Caribbean brands. So for instance, if you are Diamond or Diamond Plus with Royal Caribbean, like I am, and I'm going on Celebrity in March, I will be able to cruise on Celebrity, which I'm already like elite on because of my status match, but I can't move to the next tier on Celebrity until I automatically, like I have to get all those points to go from the baseline all the way to elite before I start accruing more points. So it doesn't make sense for me to just go on Celebrity and accrue those points. Why bother? So what I'll be able to do is go on that Celebrity cruise and then take my points from that and apply it to my Royal Caribbean account and build up to Pinnacle, which I'm never going to get to probably. But that's okay. We're going to try. So that'll be really nice. There is a huge chart. So I'm going to put the chart out. I'm going to do a blog this week on it. And obviously for different things, you get different points, and those points will match over to Royal. It's like an algorithm of what you would get. But it is a nice feature where you're going to be able to get your points moved over to those things so that you can continue cruising and trying new brands. I think it's a big thing for Royal, where they want people to try Celebrity. They want people to try Silversea. And especially with the prices being so high on Celebrity right now, on Royal, Celebrity is a great option. Like I've been pricing out Celebrity cruises for people, and they are much, much cheaper than Royal Caribbean. Now, there's not as many bells and whistles. There's no aqua theater shows or ice skating, but really nice experience, especially if you want a more adult focused experience. You'll be able to really get that on board of Celebrity. So it's really something great. So we shall see. Hopefully that becomes really great. Dean said great information. Thanks, Dean. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Next bit of news is Matt Hochberg, always first up with the Royal Cruise news. So Royal Caribbean has changed what's included at Izumi. So when you go to Izumi now, obviously there's an extra cost. It is specialty dining. There are no grilled vegetables anymore with your hibachi dinner. So fried rice and proteins are the only thing you're getting. Everyone seems to be confirming this. I'm not sure why. It doesn't seem to make a ton of sense to me because fried vegetables don't really, it's probably the least expensive thing on the menu there, but it's just your proteins and your rice. It's really an interesting thing, considering that when we were just on MSC Grandiosa, you get so much food at Hibachi, which is one of the nice things I'll have to say about that Grandiosa cruise. So you get shrimp, you get salmon, you get your protein that you order, you get the vegetables, you get soup, you get salad, you get ice cream at the end or cake or whatever you want. It's really, really, really good. So that is a fantastic move for MSC and not a great move for Royal. I don't know why you would get rid of the vegetables. I actually like the vegetables. I think they're really good, but I digress. Charlie said, I think it's a great move by Royal Caribbean. Do you think they will make it all in one program in the next couple of years? I would imagine that's the path that we're going down. It seems like we're getting closer to that being the thing. Maybe, maybe not. I think maybe they want some kind of differentiation between the brands, or they want people who have sailed, because the biggest feedback I've seen online, which God knows it's the Wild West online, but the most feedback I've seen are celebrity cruisers that are upset about this because they think that this is going to encourage families to come on Celebrity, which they don't want, which I don't think anybody wants, to be completely honest. But there's not a ton of things for kids to do. In my opinion, Royal would probably do themselves a better service by making Celebrity almost an adults-only cruise line, which it basically is. There are kids on Celebrity, but there's far fewer kids on Celebrity than there are in Royal. I don't think this is going to make a big push to get a lot more kids and families on Celebrity, but it could. It could be a kind of one of those weird effects that happens because of this change. But that's, to me, would be one of the reasons why they don't want to do that. But yeah, it would make sense to just have one program over the organization. We'll see. Lisa said, yeah, it was Royal. Royal Caribbean. Lisa said, I've been looking for a cruise 2027 out of Jersey on Celebrity, but still the Silhouette, and I want to go on different ships, maybe Oasis in 27. Yeah, try Oasis. Oasis is awesome. It's a great ship. Really great ship. DJ Vision said, it's the fact that you can't see all-in prices when booking is the issue. The fact that you have to Google prices and stuff is the BS. I'm not sure what you mean there. They've done... Oh, I see what you're saying. With the drink packages cost of cruisers? Yeah. So this is another reason. I mean, honestly, this would be the reason, because I see there's another comment here about nickel and diming on different cruise lines. This would be the reason to book Norwegian, right? Because when you're booking, at least you're getting, if you do free at sea, you're getting the drink package, you're getting some specialty dining, you're getting some different options. And if you add free at sea plus, you're making it more all-inclusive. I agree. I think it's crazy that there's all these different elements of adding different packages. Now, here's what I will say. Some people like to be able to go on a very budget cruise. So I almost don't have a problem if you were to set up like what Virgin does. I don't love the fact that Virgin changed their pricing to take things away, because I feel like when Virgin first came out, there was all this talk. They talked so much crap about being different. And here we are 3-4 years down the line, and they've fallen back in to being just like everybody else. DJ Vision, I agree. You should be able to see everything before you book and grab those things if you want during the booking. I totally agree with you. The problem with Royal is that the prices are dynamic for every sailing. So prices are different. They change. They go up and down. It's insane. Mike said, and they talk about NCL, nickel and dime. Now you have to pay for vegetables on Royal. I don't even think you have to pay for them. I think they just took them away. So I agree. In my opinion, what I think would be best for me when you are booking your cruise, I almost think that all the cruise lines, it would be wonderful if they just had like 3 prices. You had a base fare, which is just the cruise, port fees, taxes, nothing else. So if you don't drink, if you don't want all the bells and whistles, you're going to eat in the buffet or the dining room, you can just purchase that fare. That's it. And there's nothing else. And spoiler alert, if you're going to make gratuities just something that you have to pay for, then just make them part of the cruise fare. It shouldn't be an option. Anyway, I digress. The second one should be like a kind of like the free at sea package, right? Where you get drinks, maybe some dining, whatever you would like. And then there should be a third package like the free at sea plus or the all included on Celebrity, Princess Premier, right? Where you get everything, your gratuities, your Wi-Fi, all of that's included. So that you just have these 3 choices, these 3 boxes. And then if you want all those other bells and whistles, you can have them. Let there be the 500 different packages that change prices and everything. But when you book, you should have the chance to book one of those 3 things where you're all inclusive or you're not. To me, that would make it a much nicer experience, especially as a travel agent where I have to, like, people are like, well, how much is the drink package? Who knows? Let's figure it out together, right? I have to go into each one of these sailings, which I can do, which is fine. But, you know, it's crazy sometimes. It would make it a lot easier. So I agree with you. And you said like MSC hides gratuity. Yeah, exactly. It's gone. Again, another reason to use a travel agent, because you're going to get this information if you use a travel agent. Not even me. Anybody you use, they're going to talk to you about different things that are going to pop up. Oh, I almost blocked. Sorry, Ryan, I almost blocked you. The block is way too close to like the show of comments here on my little thing. So if I go too close to the show, I hit block, which I don't want to do. Ryan, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you. Happy holidays. Hope you had a great holiday season. Next bit of cruise news. This NCL logo thing is wild. So if you haven't seen it yet, go to Norwegian's website. NCL has changed their logo to black. They put out a video saying that something different is coming. And they put out this video that says it's different out there. The video is very weird. Something different is coming. And the video is like men in the 1700s dressed on a ship. I have no idea what's going on. Here's what I will say. This is great marketing. Norwegian has notoriously not been great at marketing. Royal Caribbean, great at marketing. Carnival, great at marketing. Norwegian has not been great at marketing. This is a great marketing ploy. I don't know what it is. It could be nothing. It could be something dumb, but everybody is talking about this now. Everywhere on the internet, people are talking about, I hate the black logo. I love the black logo. I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know what's going on. I would wish somebody would tell me. This is what they want. They want people to be talking about it, and everybody's talking about it right now. It could be something very small. I don't know, but I think it's really interesting, and I love it. DJ Vision said, I'd like to note that I'm not cheap and go out, but point is it's wrong. I totally agree. Yeah, more upfront is always better. So, really strange Carnival story. Everything Carnival tends to be strange. So Carnival had a really weird thing happen on Mardi Gras. It's not the first time it's happened on Carnival either. So U.S. Customs intercepted somebody based on their phone. So I think what we all probably forget is when you're on a cruise line, if you're on the internet, you agree to the terms and conditions of whatever the Wi-Fi are. And they have things set up that flag certain things. So if you're Googling certain things, whatever it may be, one, you should always use a VPN. Protect yourself and your data and your search history. Two, this person was looking at something obviously illegal. So they got stopped by U.S. Customs and they searched their phone and found disturbing footage on the phone. I don't know if they filmed something. I don't know what they do, but they are on custody on a $300,000 bond, which is not cheap. That means they have to put up 30 grand to get out of jail. So it can't be something good. But this was on Mardi Gras, and that person got arrested by U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. I think also something really wild happens on cruises sometimes. People forget that you're in international. And it's not just U.S. laws. I see people sneaking like drugs and stuff online all the time, and people talking about it online. And it's really weird. Like, it's really weird that people think that it's just like, oh, I'm going to slap on the wrist because we're in the United States. No, these ships are like stationed out of different countries. You get in a lot of trouble. I don't know why it's not worth. It's never worth it. To what? Smoke a joint? It's not worth it. Luis, good morning to you. Hope you are having a wonderful day. Leslie said, I thought somebody died at NCL. Yeah, it's a weird campaign, right? It's really, really weird. So weird. Very strange. Next up, a federal ruling blocks Hawaii's climate change tourist tax for now on cruise ships. Thank God. This was crazy. This was supposed to kick in 2026. Again, I would love to go to Hawaii. I want to put it out there. I think Hawaii is beautiful, and I would love to go there. My biggest issue with Hawaii is that, for the most part, they don't want us there. They don't want the mainland people there. They just don't. They're trying to impose a 14% tax on cruisers coming into Hawaii just because, like a tourism tax. If you don't want me there, I won't come. Same thing with other places that don't want tourists. Barcelona doesn't want tourists. Cool. I won't go there. It's not an American thing either. I mean, obviously a bunch of places don't like Americans, but it's just tourism in general. They don't want tourists there. Cool. I won't come. I'll go somewhere else. It's totally fine. And I think this is one of the big things with cruise lines developing more private islands, is I think you're going to see this more and more. People not wanting tourists, so the cruise lines are going to have their own little islands. DJ Vision said, have you been to all-inclusives, Cancun? Yeah, I've been to a ton of them. I don't do it as much anymore, obviously, because I do too many cruises. I don't have time to do all of those. But we have people on our team that do all-inclusives as well, and we sell them all the time, so we know a lot about them. And I've been to, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 of them. Been to a lot of all-inclusives. Yeah, tons of them. Next bit of cruise news, MSC is adding 10 ships by 2033. This is pretty crazy. We've talked about this before. I think we did a video on this, but right now they have 23 ships. This is going to take them up to 33 ships, which is a lot of capacity. It's 47,500 new berths, which means that's 47,000 people more that can go on an MSC cruise pretty much every week over the next in 8 years from now. So that is really wild. Obviously, we have 2 more world-class ships, Asia and World Atlantic, coming out in the next 2 years. There are also 4 more world ships coming out between 2029 and 2032. And then we're going to have the slightly smaller, what's being called the Frontier class ships right now, coming out. And there are already 4 of those on order, with an option for 2 more of those. And we still haven't heard about the Constellation class, which we think is coming out after that, which is going to be larger. So crazy, crazy, crazy things coming out with MSC. Now, of course, this means that some ships probably are going to be going away, right? Which, same thing with Royal, with Voyager, and some of the older ships. At some point, they're going to go away with all the new inventory coming out. Especially after the Discovery class gets announced, but we'll see. Alex, good morning. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Port Canaveral was named the best U.S. cruise home port for the 6th year in a row. Port Canaveral's fine. I mean, obviously we had a bad experience there. It wasn't the port's fault, but yeah, I don't mind Port Canaveral. I think Fort Lauderdale's a nice port. Also, I just love Miami. Miami to me is so easy. I know people complain about Miami getting in and out of the port. I find it to be very simple. It's very close to the airport. Port Canaveral is very far from the airport. Now, if you're driving, it's not a big deal. But that's just my opinion. I like Miami better and Fort Lauderdale better. Speaking of ordering ships, Norwegian has 14 ships on order over 3 brands, though, over Regent, Oceania, and Norwegian. They're going to be taking 14 new vessels by 2036. Talking and stuff in the morning. So $19 billion, and again, 45,000 additional berths on those, which is, again, really crazy. Regent is going to add 3 Prestige-class ships to its fleet between 2026 and 2033. Those are small ships. They hold about 800 people. Oceania is going to have 4 ships. Those are about 1,300 passengers, which are, again, very small, very nice. And then, of course, Norwegian's going to have 7 ships that are all, they have all these ships that are coming out. The Luna is coming out in March, which is about 3,500 guests. And then between 27 and 28, we have 2 more of the Prima Plus class ships. And then we have this brand new class of ships that we don't know anything about yet, of this new class of ships that's going to be 225,000 gross tons. That's as big as an Oasis class ship or bigger, because the world class ships for MSC are 205,000 gross tons. These are going to be huge ships. They're only going to hold 5,100 people, which is amazing. So I'm excited for Norwegian. Look, of all the, I've said it a bunch of times. Norwegian has flaws just like everybody else does, but more and more, they're just like a brand that I know is what I'm getting, right? I know there's going to be consistency there. It might not be great every time. I might have quirks with getting on and getting off the ship, but I know what to expect for the most part. Same with Royal, but Norwegian's still affordable. Charlie said, with Royal and Norwegian changing their cross-brand loyalty recognition, it's time for you to make more. Who has the best loyalty program blogs? Yeah, I'll do it. It's a great idea. I need more content because I'm not going on as many cruises this year. So I'm going to need a lot more ideas for videos. It's going to be really wild. Greg Gooser said, hope they are still making the giant Constellation class ships. They definitely are. It's in the works. We just don't know much about it yet. Black Broadway Lady said, have you heard anything about MSC returning to Brooklyn? I have heard pretty straightforward news that they are not coming back to Brooklyn. There are a lot of different issues, but the biggest issue of them all is that it just didn't sell as well as they thought it would. They thought it would be a huge seller because the Norwegian ships, for the most part, the Carnival ships, the Princess ships, and Royal Caribbean, of course, out of Bayonne, they all sell out. And MSC did not sell out of Brooklyn. There was a lot of ships that were low capacity and wound up being cheap. And moving it to Florida just made more sense for them financially. So, yeah, as far as I know, they're not coming back to Brooklyn. DJ Vision said, Miami Sailaway makes the best. I agree. The Miami Sailaway is stunning. So great. Kathy and Tim said, at least the port gave us water. They did. It took them 3.5 hours, but they did give us water. Lisa said, have you been on Regent or Oceania? Only to do ship tours. I have not sailed on Regent or Oceania. I have sailed on Silver Sea, but not Regent. I'd love to. It's just expensive. You can get deals, though. Charlie's really good at finding deals, especially on Oceania. Really good deals. Alex said, any word on Royal Caribbean Discovery class? No, it's crazy. Here's what I'll say. Crazy that they've been teasing this class for 2 years. Michael Bailey talks about it in almost every press conference, and they haven't given us things yet. Here's what I will say, Alex. I am under no illusion that these are going to be small ships. They're not going to be like 2,000 passenger, 2,500 passenger ships. Everything I'm hearing is that these ships are going to be more quantum sized. So maybe somewhere in the 4,000 person ships. Not as big as Oasis or Icon, but not as small as Independence or Navigator or any of those. But who knows? There's no definitive specs yet. Charlie said, seems like I'm seeing more last minute cruise availability. Are the cruise lines seeing a drop in occupancy? No, I don't think so. I think it's certain sailings, certain ports that you're going to see those last minute drops. Like I'm on Encore next week. Yeah, next week. And I went from a solo studio cabin to a club balcony. Didn't cost me anything, essentially, because it wasn't sold. And then it sold out. So, and this is a quiet time of the year to sail. So January, February, you might see some decent ones. But once you hit March and then in June and July, I'm seeing ship cruises that are for Royal that are sold out a year from now. So I think it depends on the line and the ship. Some of the Norwegian ships have a little bit more availability, but yeah, I'm not seeing a big drop in occupancy. They're all still over 100% for most of their sailings. But it's a good sign if you see some availability. DJ said, for the first time, my check-in time, my wife's check-in time are different. Well, yeah, you can, yeah, they don't even look anymore. It depends. Unless you're going on Carnival. Carnival sometimes will check your embarkation time. I know on MSC, God knows when we did Grandiosa, nobody looked at it. But for the most part, MSC doesn't look. Royal doesn't care at all. The Royal's so good at embarkation now that it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if you have the key. Everybody's getting on the ship. It's amazing that they're so good at logistics and nobody else is. Crazy. But yeah, you should be fine. If you're together, you can always board together. So for instance, I am Sapphire on Norwegian. Judy is Bronze, but she checks in with me at Sapphire. We get on the ship together at Sapphire. My check-in time is what we check in on. You're totally fine. Don't sweat it. MSC Seashore, speaking of more MSC, they are moving to Port Miami in late 2027. So it's going to slide over there for the 2027-2028 winter. It's doing some really cool itineraries. If you haven't been on Seashore, it is a great ship. So I highly recommend you check it out. I sent out an email yesterday for everybody. I forgot until a few people reminded me, but there is a triple up for your Cruise Next credit. So if anybody has Cruise Next credits for Norwegian and you want to book something up until Tuesday, it is triple. You can use triple Cruise Next credits on a balcony, which means that you could use $750 in Cruise Next credits, where usually you can only use one or two, sometimes two. But yeah, you can use three for now for a sale, which was really appealing to some people. So if anybody's looking to book Norwegian, let me know. And I'm going to start I was doing like this destination inspiration thing. Every Saturday I was doing a video kind of highlighting a deal on a specific place. But I think what I'm going to start doing on Saturdays is putting out a video of really cheap cabins that I'm seeing. So I'm going to start doing that on Saturday, putting out like this is what I'm seeing. These are really good deals if anybody wants to book them. And they generally might only be like 5 or 10 cabins. Hello, Laura. Welcome. Happy New Year to you. Greg Rooster said, plus 2 extra latitude points. Yes, right now. It depends on the sailing, though. It's not every sailing for that. It's certain sailings. But yes, double latitudes points and prepaid gratuities for some sailings. DJ Vision said, that's a question I have. When can you use those credits? Like, can they be used on last minute bookings? They cannot. It's a great question. So Sean from our team booked a cruise yesterday on Aqua. Aqua? Yeah, on Aqua. And it was less than 120 days out, so he couldn't use the cruise first certificates. Sometimes it all depends. There are so many rules with them. If you have any questions, if anybody has questions, just reach out and I can let you know what you can use, what you can't use, what the current promotions are. I'll tell you what's coming up for Norwegian. Norwegian's very good about letting us know ahead of time, which is a lot of times why we wind up talking about Norwegian more than anybody else, because they give us really good information of like, hey, here's the deals that are coming out this week. So right now we have Yeah, prepaid gratuities, that ends today, but it's only on certain ones. Balcony and above. Cruise First is going to be doing a sprint from January 7th to the 12th, which if you don't have Cruise Next certificates, but you want to purchase a Cruise First, usually those are $150. You pay $150 and Norwegian gives you $150, free money. You can apply that to your cruise. Again, it has to be 120 days out. Cruises for 3 days or more. They're doing a sprint where you could purchase one for $250 and get 500, which is really great, which is basically what the Cruise Next ones generally are. And then, yeah, the extra points are over. That's officially over on the 6th. And that's only for certain sailings. That's it. That's what's going on right now for Norwegian. And I'll look up everything else. And I'm going to try to put out those videos on Saturday of like good deals that are going on. Charlie said, just got off of Seashore Friday, top 5 favorite ship. I love Seashore. Seashore and Seascape are two of like my favorite ships that I've been on. Just really, really nice, fun ships, lots of stuff to do, really pretty ships. That is it. That is our cruise news for today. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Oh, Lisa said, wasn't NCL supposed to announce the drink package on Great Stirrup Cay last week? Yeah, they announced something. I think it's $450. I'm sorry, $45. I think it's $45. Lisa, I'll find out and I'll post a video about it. I'll do something about it. I think it's $45 for Great Stirrup Cay for the day if you don't have free at C+. I think. I'll double check that. DJ Vision said, is buying the $250 and applying during the promo period, and you just need to buy the $250 credit? No, you can buy it at any point between the 7th and the 12th. You don't have to use it. So you can buy it. You'll get the bonus money whenever you use it. So you can just buy it and throw it into your account. You can buy as many as you want to. I think there's a limit, but you can buy a chunk of them. All right, everyone, have a lovely, lovely day. I hope everyone enjoys your Sunday. If this is an important day for your football team, I hope your teams do well today. My team does not matter. What happens today, it doesn't really matter. Just seeding of who we're going to play. But if you are, have a wonderful day. Everyone enjoy your Sunday. I will see everybody Wednesday for our first live stream of 2026 on the Wednesday.